You have such an interesting character. I hadn't watched the show before us doing this part of it, and whoa, that Hastings house is nasty. Nasty as they come. Like, the sister, there is a ferocity between you and Spencer that's almost hard to watch. Like, you spit venom at each other.
Yeah.
Have you played that kind of character before? Is that in your wheelhouse? Is that what you usually play? Or was this a super departure?
So no, I feel like I played a lot of the crazy characters for a while. And so Melissa kind of fell in that category, but she was more conservative than any character I'd ever played. I feel like she was like a crazy debutante. Do you know what I mean? So that level of perfectionism and like buttoned up preppy I'd never done before. So that was so fun.
Did you like your hair?
They did you so dirty at the homecoming episode. Number 6, they did you.
Why was it so high?
First of all, you still captivated me with that performance. Same way they talked me into the Red Bob, yo.
It was like the movie Coneheads. You know that movie?
It just went so high.
It was crazy. I will never forget. I was sitting on set, and Tim, I remember sitting with you. That was the first, I feel like that was the first time we actually got to like hang out and have conversation, was that day on set. But I remember standing there, and Ian Harding came up and he went, "Oh, Texas." And I was like, yeah, it's a lot.
Did you know, like, while it was happening to you, while they were actually doing it in the makeup trailer, were you like, no, this is too much? Or were you just like, I'm going to accept what you think that this character should be wearing? And right?
Yes. And honestly, I mean, you guys know how it is. Especially when you're recurring, you don't have as much of a voice when it comes to that stuff, right? Like you just kind of come and you kind of accept things the way they are and you try to make the best of every situation. And so, especially with hair, makeup, and wardrobe, I feel like they were so specific on that show that we didn't really have a lot of leeway to be like, okay, I can't get into my trailer because my hair is too big, so what do we do about this? You're just like, well,
I can't get my outfit off my head. Because did you remember Paige's haircut? Did you remember Lindsay's haircut when she had a very short orange hairdo?
Here was my thought. I'm willing to transform into anything these professionals see for me, right? They're ahead of their own department for a reason, okay? Right. I'm sure that you have your own vision of this show from wherever up you are, okay? So they did it, and I'm like, yeah, this is really different. I'm really like, I'm doing this for the character, you know? Yeah. And I just remember walking on set, and first person I saw was Ashley Benson, and she goes, "Do you like it?" That's all she said.
Do you like it?
That's all she said. Do you like it?
And what did you say?
I go, yeah, it's whatever. It's different.
It's fine.
I said, well, it's here now.
I remember.
And then, sorry, just like, I will never stop putting these two pieces of information together. That hair department, you remember the British lady, right?
The first hair department, they had 4.
I'm talking about that British lady. You can't forget her. She was let go a week later. A week after my episode where they were actually going to keep the hair nice because of her. I can't even remember her name. She came on and she was like, we just have to let it grow out. That was the most awkward. Because then they just stopped putting in the money to get my hair done. So it did that like gross, like what color is it turning now?
Yeah.
Like the bob went off a little bit. It doesn't look sharp like it's supposed to for that kind of a look. It looks, yeah.
And my hair just used to my hair was bigger or stuck to my head. You know that?
Right.
Like so straight that like I just looked long in the jaw, or it was like so curly that it started to fuzz up. I sometimes would try to redo it in my trailer. I'd be like trying to put some bounce in it. I remember that. Oh my goodness.
So you were also recurring.
I was there from the pilot till the very end. And it was actually really sweet because I was already filming season 1 of Med during the last season of PLL, and they asked if I could come back for the finale. And I was like, I don't know, because I know contractually I can't, but let me ask my producers. And I went up to my producer and I was like, hey, what do you think about me just leaving sometime during the week, working it out with the schedule so I could go do this? And he was like, yeah, that show is, part of why you are who you are today. Like, of course, we'll let you go. And I just thought that was so classy because you know how that works. Like most of the time they're like, no, you're ours. You can't. Right. I just thought it was so sweet.
Oh, that's incredible. I can't believe you were recurring for so long. Yeah. Like you did so much work there. Did they approach you to be a series regular?
They did 1 year, I remember. But I was doing not so many, but I had like 3 really big recurrings going on in my mid-20s. And I just felt like I kind of liked, like, unless I'm going to be the lead of a show, like, why lock myself in if I'm just going to be a B or C character anyways? You know what I mean? It felt smarter to just kind of keep myself open like that.
Yeah, because maybe it was the same year, because I think they all asked, well, a few of us. I think it was Janelle, Keegan, me, you, and maybe another at the same time to be series regulars.
Maybe Tyler?
Maybe Tyler. And I was telling Lindsay that I was going to get paid less as a series regular than a reoccurring. So I was like, my manager was like, nope. But now looking back, I feel like maybe if I had accepted that, then maybe I would have been written more. I don't know. Maybe that's like when you're a series regular, you get written more for the show. But I always thought that being a guest star is just better.
You had 3 recurrings going?
Well, they were kind of back to back.
Oh.
They were kind of back to back. I had One Tree Hill first, and then it went into Pretty Little Liars. And then I was doing Pretty Little Liars and Vampire Diaries at the same time for a while.
Yeah.
And then I went into Med.
Vampire Diaries shot in Canada?
Atlanta.
Do you feel like now that, you are turning 40, what does acting look like for you? Do you feel like since the strike, since COVID, it's slowed down a bit? Do you feel like you're getting different roles? Are you as passionate about acting in your career as you used to be? Do you feel like you've made it? There's so many questions in that one question. But so where are you sitting with your career now?
So it's really, really interesting because I'm definitely figuring that out. I love acting and I love this world that we get to live in, but I can't lie and say that the business to me just looks so different than the business I first entered into, 20 plus years ago. And it just feels, I don't have the same, drive for what I was doing before. Mm-hmm. So it's like I need to kind of refigure out what's going to ignite me. I know it's going to be something. I just don't know what. And I'm willing and ready to take the time to figure it out versus, back when we were younger, it's like we just kept throwing things at the wall to see what would stick. Yeah. And right now I want to be more intentional about what's sticking. But I just think it's unfortunate. Like, I can't imagine coming up in the industry right now, not being able to go into casting rooms, meet other actors, get that anxiety, audition in person. Yeah. There's no pilot season anymore. There's less work out there. It's just, I don't know. It's just not the same, Yeah. It's different, but I still love what I do. I just have to, find what project's gonna light my fire.